Have you ever looked in the mirror and did not recognize the person staring back? Not because you grew older, but because someone who claimed to love you decided to redesign your face with a razor blade. Today, I am telling you the story of Grace. She is 37 years old. She is a talented hairdresser. But for 15 years, over a decade, Grace lived through a cycle of aura that sounds like a movie script. Two different husbands, two different types of evil. One tried to melt her skin with the acid. The other tried to erase her existence. If you think you know what toxic looks like, stay with me. Because Grace's story is a masterclass in how red flags turn into a life-threatening trap. Grace's first marriage started like most, full of hope. She was young, she was pregnant, but then the drugs moved in her. Her husband fell into a hole of alcohol and marijuana. One time, he mixed something so strong, he fell into a coma for 3 days. Grace, being the devoted wife, stayed by his side, turned his body so he would not get a bed sores, praying he would wake up. He did wake up, but he didn't wake up with grateful. He woke up angry. When their baby was only 8 months old, Grace did what any mother would do. She threw his drugs away. She wanted a clean home for her child. His response? He brought home a 5-liter of jerrycan full of acid. He was waiting for her. If it was not for her cousin who warned her, Grace would have been blinded that day. But the violence did not stop with the police arrest. One night during an argument, he pulled out a razor blade. He told her, "If you ever leave me, I will spoil your face so no other man will look at you." He sliced her face and her ear so deep that when she finally saw herself in the mirror, she fainted from the shock. That was the end of marriage number 1. But Grace did not know the universe was about to test her again. Grace spent a year alone. She was washing clothes to buy food. She was a survivor. Then she met a man number 2. He was peaceful. He did not drink. He did not smoke. He seemed like a safe choice. But every addict has a ghost. His ghost was gambling. It started with her phone disappearing. Then one day she comes home and the television is gone. He had sent her on a fake errand just so he could unhook the TV and use it as a collateral for his debt. But it was not just the money, it was the sabotage. Grace was a fighter. She got a job at a Chinese company in pipeline to feed her kids. Her husband would show up at her workplace and start dramas. He would scream, fight, and embarrass her until the company fired her just to have peace. He did it again at her next job. He didn't want a wife. He wanted a prisoner who had no way to escape because she had no money. This is the part of a story that makes my blood boil. Imagine being in your own home and the person who is supposed to be your protector accuses you of cheating because you have a cousin's phone number. He doesn't just yell. He strips her naked and throws her out of the house into the street. Grace was left standing there, exposed in front of all her neighbors, crying for her dignity. But she still didn't leave. Why? She finally got her dream job. She became a high-level supervisor at a food export company. She was finally making it. But her husband could not stand her success. He went to her manager and told the web of lies, claiming Grace was stealing from the company. He even showed a receipt of TV she bought with her own money and claimed it was stolen goods. She was fired, gone, because of a lie told by a man sharing her bed. The end came in the most calculated way possible. After one last fight, where he nearly scalded her with the boiling water, Grace managed to get away. But when she returned to her home, her house was empty. Not he took his things empty. He took everything, every spoon, every bedsheet, every piece of furniture. He left a mother and her children with a 4 bare walls. They became homeless. In 2023, Grace and her sons were sleeping on a footbridge in a pipeline area of Nairobi. A woman who was once a high-level supervisor was now sleeping on a concrete because she chose to live with a monster. But this is why I love Grace. She didn't stay down. She went to hairdressing school. She picked her comb and her scissors. Today, she is a mobile hairdresser. She is building her life from zero for the third time. Grace's message to you is simple. Red flags are not suggestions. She stayed for 15 years hoping for change. She waited through the acid, the razors, the gambling, and the nakedness. She says, if it is not working, it cannot work, no matter how many chances you give it. Don't stay until you die. Grace is a survivor, but she carries the scars, literally, on her face. If you are in a situation right now where you feel like you are waiting for him to change, look at Grace. She waited 15 years and all she got was an empty house and a cold bridge. If you need a mobile hairdresser in Nairobi, or if you just want to support a woman who refuses to stay broken, reach out to Grace. Let's show her that her 15 years nightmare is finally over.